So before using the rover for the first time, there's a few steps you must go through. According to the user manual, the first thing you'll want to check is that the suspension is moving freely, it's not hanging up or getting caught on anything. All three axles look good. We'll make sure all the wires are tucked in and stowed, which they are. Now before we can operate, we'll pull out the multimeter and test the voltage. And we want to make sure the voltage is above 7.2, above 7.4. Anything above 8 is great, and it looks like this rover's battery is at 8.29. So all that's left is to throw the switch, and this rover is ready to roll. Let's look at the software side of things. Before connecting to the rover for the first time, there's a few steps we have to take. First, we have to connect to it with an SSH session. So we'll go ahead and we'll enter the rover's IP address here. On this network, it's 192.168.0.106. And we'll press enter to log in. We're going to log in with the username of Pi and the password of Raspberry. And once logged in, we're going to want to issue the command screen/dev/tty/USB0. That's going to start a connection with the device that's on the address of USB 0. In this case, it's the motor controller, and we want to connect to that motor controller at a rate of 9600 baud. So we'll press enter on that, and now we're at this black screen. Here we can send serial commands directly to the motor controller. Just to be safe, we'll send the stop command, which is done by pressing the number 2, and we see it echoed back stop 2, so we know the command was received and handled by the motor controller. We'll close the screen session by pressing Control A, then typing :quit. We'll hit enter, and at this point we can close the entire SSH session. Next, we'll go to our internet browser. Chrome works best here. We'll go to the IP address /RCC, and it's going to be the splash screen saying just to make sure you're using Chrome or even Firefox. It's just that Internet Explorer has a few limitations. So we'll press continue, and here we are at the main rover control center, command center if you will. At the top left, there's the rover's camera. You can see the flag waving in the breeze. That's going to basically be the windshield. That's the live stream of what the rover's seeing, so you'll use that screen to drive around and navigate. On the top right is the base camera. That's just a separate IP webcam to give you a bit more situational awareness as to where the rover is or what the rover is doing. It's an entirely optional feature. It can be disabled and replaced with an offline image. Down at the bottom are the newest image and previous images. We'll get to those in a moment, but for right now, we'll start off with the motor control buttons here. They're pretty self-explanatory. We'll press forward, and the rover drives forward. You can see it there on both screens. And we'll press backwards. That's going to bring it back. The rover stops automatically after executing each command for about 1 second, a little less than that. The stop button's here really just in case of a malfunction. It's never had to been used, but if for some reason the rover gets away, that would bring it to a stop. And then of course we have our left and right turn. So we'll go ahead and we'll try left turn. You see it turn left, and right turn brings it back to the right. Then we have lights here. That's going to control the headlights on the rover. We'll try to turn it around so that the base camera can get a good view of those lights coming on and off. Okay, so we just press light. That's going to toggle those headlights on, and it toggles them off as well. On, off. Excellent. Now the next button, camera, that's going to take a picture. The video stream, both of them are very low resolution, only 320 by 240. The still camera, that's a dedicated 5 megapixel camera, so that's useful if you want to get a real clear shot of something. So we'll go ahead and we'll press the camera button now, and that's going to send the command to the rover. Basically it's going to execute the command, or the bash script rather, on the Raspberry Pi to take a new picture and then reload the PHP page. And you can see coming in here the newest image we took, the same as the rover camera, just a much higher resolution, and you can actually open that in a new tab if you want and see it full screen here. Very good resolution compared to the video stream. And of course, if you want to, you can right click and save as. Only 2 images are stored on the rover at any time, so to demonstrate that, we'll kind of turn here. We'll get a different image, a different angle. And when we press camera again, you'll notice the newest image is going to move to the right and become previous image, and the one we're taking right now will be the newest image. Only 2 are saved at any given time. We'll go ahead and try to bring the rover back into the frame of the base camera now. And the next button, sensor, that's going to take a sensor reading of temperature and humidity. Those readings are shown down here at the bottom, and that's not a real-time reading, that's just the values that were taken at the last reading. So we'll go ahead and press sensor now. The temperature sensor is interesting because it doesn't have a proper Linux driver, so instead it just writes to /dev/mem. Unfortunately, that's the same location that the rover webcam streams to. So what the sensor button actually does is it kills the webcam stream process, and then it's going to take sensor readings, and once that's complete, it's going to reinitialize the webcam stream. So we'll give it a moment to do that, and then we'll press refresh sensor data. And you'll see the rover camera is back up. You can notice the flag and trees blowing there. And on occasion, down at the bottom, you won't get any value back. That happens from time to time when the sensor gets bad or corrupted data. To resolve that, we'll just go ahead and we will attempt it again. And we'll try to refresh now. And of course you can see those values down at the bottom are updated. It was about 75 degrees before, now it's a little under 72. And of course your humidity readings are right there. The last button is a simple reboot command. All that does is execute the command sudo reboot in case something's locked up or something's not behaving properly. That's going to reboot the Raspberry Pi that serves the web page. It's also going to reboot the motor controller that drives the motors. So it's going to just reset everything. But do note, if you use the reboot button, you will have to reissue those SSH commands to jumpstart the serial connection. But that's pretty much it for the rover software. And all that's left is to just stow the rover, put it away properly when you're all done using it. Shutting down and stowing the rover is probably the easiest step. Just turn the switch off, pull out the multimeter one more time, check the batteries, and as always we want to make sure that they're above about 7.2 volts. Looks like this battery is still good and doesn't need to be charged right now. We'll put the multimeter away, and we'll stow the rover in a safe, dry place. Simply seal it up, and with that, the rover is ready to be deployed on its next mission. This has been Carter Lewellyn. I hope you enjoyed watching this project as much as I enjoyed making it. Have a great day.